What I'm about to explain to you in this video is so powerful. It not only lets you get any car or any vehicle for free, but it also allows you to get things like this. It's my mobile operations center. I have a freaking tank inside that of course I can even use. And if you are wondering why this is so powerful, well, if you go to service vehicles, mobile operations center, you can request the personal vehicle inside. So let's start with the basic. The most important prerequisite for doing this is have the first garage in your mechanic menu, the menu you see on the top left when you call the mechanic, the one on the very top, have the first slot in it empty. I figured this out after deleting several of my virtues accidentally, because this method is not 100% consistent. Like sometimes, especially when you are creating some of the more rare vehicles, it likes to break down. So now we simply steal a car from an innocent civilian on the street. You go to LS Customs, and I'll explain you what is about to happen. So if you are unaware, in this game, on PC, you cannot simply merge cars into each other, or create one car out of nowhere, without of course being somehow detected or using some stuff that's very risky. To do it the safe way, you simply steal a car and convert it into something else. And you can do it just like that, like you could, for example, on the console. You need to do it before you buy the insurance or tracker on the vehicle. So if you want to convert this car into a tank just like that,
what miracle did you want me to perform?
we need to do a few steps. Also, a tank is one of those vehicles that you cannot modify once you've bought it, obviously, because you can only modify it in that one slot inside the facility. In any other garage you can't do anything with it, and you can't just drive it into LS Customs. This car is pretty good out of the civilian cars because it has two colors, so it has both the primary and secondary color. So now we open LSCHax. And we first do the most necessary thing. We buy ourselves our custom plate. It doesn't matter what color you choose, but it has to be a custom one with custom text on it. This is absolutely necessary. If you don't do this, the car might get flagged as some sort of dirty dupe or whatever, and Rockstar might detect it. So this completely keeps you safe from anything like that. And now, so we don't have to even pay for the upgrades, we use the option 5 to max out. You just enter the number and you press enter. Now when we move this, you can see the thing change color, and if I'm not mistaken, it applied armor, it applied brakes. It doesn't apply these modifications, but we don't need them since we are going to convert it into a tank. EMS upgrade. Of course, didn't do this. Let's say we want to have this horn on our tank. Sadly, it doesn't give you the option to color your headlights. This is one downside. So if you are creating cars like this, you have to go after you have made it, you have to go in and change the colors, which is not possible with tank, obviously. Like, I can make it have xenon lights, but I can make it have like the red lights from the arena thing. But I don't want those, so I want to have all the neon stuff, because for those who are unaware, it lowers your center of mass. It literally makes your car more stable using neon color, and of course I'm using my crew color, which is pitch black, so they are not visible. We have still our plate. We're going to use, or even better, I can show you how to use the crew color. You see, I'm buying a matte color, and I'm putting the crew color on top of it. This will result in the car being matte black when I restart the game. We can also now apply crew emblem if we wanted to. Don't care about this. You can actually sell the car for more than you got it, so if you need a really desperate way to get money, I guess it's better than Headhunter. We get the lowest suspension, which we don't want on our tank. I don't think it even works on the tank. And we get turbo. And now it's time to choose the thing that most people want, and it's usually some sort of custom wheels. So to do that, we select the option 3, wheel section. To get, I will put F1 wheels on this, so it's section 10, and wheel choice I prefer number 1. And as you can see, I got the F1 wheels with these 5 struts in the middle. Now I can put my color on it. I can make them bulletproof. I have never tried what actually happens when you don't make your tires bulletproof on a tank, but whatever. Of course we get tinted windows, and yeah, that's all of the customization. I almost spent nothing on this. I could have even changed. If you look here, you can even change the colors and other parts manually if you really wanted to. And now there's another thing. I want to put the 2 grenade launcher turrets on my Kajali that I'm creating. This is obviously not an option on a normal car, so what I need to do, I need to look into my Discord where I have this stored, go to manual mode. There's also a good showcase how to use manual mode, and here you have basically all the parameters of your car, or at least most of them. Sadly, I don't know why it goes just to 100. Maybe there are like more these days, and that's why the headlights are not colorable. And I know that number 14 are the secondary weapons for the Kajali. So I just select number 14 and set it to 1. If I go now to manual mode, you should see number 14 right here is set to 1. Now the tricky part begins. We need to convert this vehicle into the tank itself. So to do that, I simply have to go to the loss theft prevention and aim my cursor like this, not this cursor, but this selection cursor, onto the option to buy tracker. This is absolutely necessary. If you don't do this, this will fail. It might still crash your game anyway, but you won't get the car. So now what you do is you select to modify the vehicle, and now you can convert the vehicle into the proper hash code, which I'll just look up. It's on a site called Rage Wiki Vehicles, if you look that up. And you search on the site for Kajali. Thankfully this one has the same name, but some vehicles might have like vehicle and after that like number 1 or 2 or 3 or something like that. Thankfully in this case, Charlie, like this. And now we need to be really fast. Now we need to close the LSCHax menu. Now I buy the tractor. This is probably bullshit considering we already cleaned the first slot, but you can see this can sometimes happen to you. Okay, I just pressed enter like 3 times. Sometimes you don't need to pay this, but I guess this time you need to pay like 170,000 for a tank, which is almost nothing. So I guess let's pay this also. For some vehicles this pays itself automatically. Now we can safely exit. Thankfully we got lucky this time and our game didn't crash. We can really like to, for example, crash with arena vehicles. And we can drive this into our garage. You can do this also with air vehicles, not just cars or tanks, but also aircraft. However, you can't put aircraft, at least on PC, into a normal garage. You have to put them into a hangar. So all you really do is you then just drive it into the hangar. Or sometimes you don't even need to drive it. Like sometimes you get the game to just crash on you and it puts it automatically into the hangar. And that's, for example, how I got F1 wheels on my aircraft. Let's see. Okay, yeah. We now know it's a tank, since it cannot be stored. You can even see the icon now on the map. If you look here, it's turned into a tank. And what we now do is return vehicle to storage. Let's see what happens if my game crashes or not. It might not be visible. Let's see if it's here and it's invisible. Okay, I guess the game just decided not to let me do this. Let's call the mechanic and see where we got it. I might need to restart again to fix this.
You need something, huh? One of your rides?
Okay, so
Let
it's
me know.
not here. And here we got it. So I got it into the second garage. So let me call it out.
Alright, I'll get back to work.
Let's see if now it converts. Or I might have to restart the game. And as you can see, we got our tank. We got, if you look closer here, we got even the custom turrets on it, these grenade launchers, and we got the F1 wheels. If you want the railgun, that's number 19 for the custom stuff. And if I wanted to now put it, for example, into the MOC, you can just drive a tank into an MOC. The way you do it, you drive a different vehicle from the garage, or from a different garage into the MOC, and you, or into, sorry, so now if I wanted to put the Kanjali I have in my second garage into the MOC, I would take one of these cars from this garage, drive it to the garage wherever it is, I forget the exact location, do it and replace it with the Kanjali. That way I get it inside this garage, for example. And the same works for MOC. So yeah, you cannot just drive the tank into your garage, but you can drive a car to replace it with. Because the game doesn't delete your cars if you drive in a new one. It just replaces it. Or a new one, an already owned one in a different place. So you can abuse this mechanic to move this tank around if you wanted to. So, that's all I got for you today. Enjoy your free, or almost free, overpowered vehicles in whatever gauge you want them. And have a nice day. Please like, subscribe, share it with your friends. I'm making this guide so that I don't have to explain this all over and over, and all of you can benefit from this. I don't earn anything from doing this, and effectively I just want to make the world a slightly better place. Have a nice day.